Hi, welcome to Environmental Science 308 Ecotopia. I am Jack Murphy and I will be your instructor for this semester. Me and my team have been working really hard on getting this course together, and we're pretty optimistic it's going to be a great course. It's going to be intense, it's going to be a wild ride, but it's going to be good. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, so you know as we get started. I guess I've always been a biologist. Ever since I was a little kid, I spent a lot of time looking at nature, going outside, turning over logs and rocks and looking for bugs and looking at plants and animals and watching shows on TV about nature. And I'm a Humboldt State grad. I got my bachelor's in environmental biology, and then I went on to graduate school where I learned about mycology, the study of mushrooms or fungi in general. And I think I probably know more about fungi than anyone really ought to. And I've been teaching for, oh gosh, about 20 years in colleges. I guess somewhere along the way I became motivated as an environmentalist. I think one of my favorite mushroom hunting spots got clear cut, and I was outraged at the time. And I started teaching not just biology and mycology classes, but also in environmental science. So here I am at Humboldt State University, and I teach in the Department of Biology, and I also teach in environmental science and management, an introductory environmental course and a problem-solving class. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the background of how this course started. Now, Ecotopia, first of all, is the name of a book. Hope you can see this, by Ernst Callenbach, which is kind of not really about redwoods. It's more a novel about the secession of northwestern California from the United States of America. And Callenbach uses it as his vision of a sustainable society and spices it up with lots of pot smoking and sex. So I didn't think we really needed to do that because our course is not about that. The course Ecotopia at Humboldt State University was last taught here over 10 years ago. I think it's 12 years ago now. And the professor who taught it has retired, and nobody really has much information on what was in that course. So when e-learning folks here at Humboldt State University realized we need more upper division area B general education courses, and this course was on the books, I said, I'll do it, but I have precious little to go on. So what I did have to figure out what this course would be all about is from the catalog, the college catalog description, and here's what it says. You've probably read it. An interdisciplinary study of redwood ecosystem, biophysical and cultural characteristics. Okay, let's boil that down. Redwoods, okay. Ecosystem, okay. Biophysical and cultural characteristics, I can wing it. But that's not all. It is an general education course, and upper division area B courses have to cover certain material. So what is that? What's my marching orders here? Well, look for the requirements of these courses. Students, upon completing this requirement, your UDGE area B, will be able to apply scientific concepts and theories to develop scientific explanations of natural phenomena. Okay, that means science. We have to have science in this class. Okay, number 2. Critically evaluate conclusions drawn from a particular set of observations or experiments. Okay, that means critical thinking. I can help you do that too. And lastly, discuss value systems and ethics associated with scientific endeavors. Well, there's all kinds of value systems and ethics involved in management of redwood ecosystems, so we can cover it. So I have used those guidelines to develop the course. And now, given those marching orders, as long as I cover those, I figured I could get a little bit creative. And I wanted to explain to you my philosophy and my creativity here. I actually have doubts about the value of all online education compared to traditional face-to-face education. And yet I agreed to teach this course despite those reservations. So what my aim is to, within the limits of an online course, do the best I can. One of the things that I think is really essential to environmental scientists or anyone taking an environmental science class, and this is an environmental science class, is to develop a first-hand relationship with nature. Whether that's via science or whether just personal experience, it's all good. Basically, I believe that I would like to promote students developing what I call a sense of place. And you can Google that expression, sense of place. And it has a lot of different connotations depending upon who's talking, so I will explain what I mean by a sense of place. This means that you just don't live inside or in a completely artificial human environment. You go outside. You pay attention to the wind on your face, to the rain if it falls, or the heat if it's a drought. You watch the plants and animals, the change of seasons, and you become personally connected to the place that you live. I think that's, first of all, extremely rewarding as a human being, as a living organism, to have a sense of place, to be connected to a community larger than just your human community. I also think it helps humans make more responsible decisions, particularly regarding sustainability. If humans don't have a sense of place, are not connected to their environment, then they will tend to make decisions that are bad for the environment and that are unsustainable in the long run. So it doesn't have to be all philosophical like that. To my mind, it can be great fun. So you will see in the development of this course, as you go through, you are required to go outside and do certain activities. And what I really hope, in addition to you learning all about redwood ecosystems and science and critical thinking, is that you also grow in your sense of place to wherever it is that you happen to live. Okay, let's do the nuts and bolts. You have found our Moodle page. That's where you found this video. And hopefully you've seen the course organized here, week 1 through week 8. And I just wanted to say week 8 is finals week, but I'm allowed and required actually in this online environment to use week 8 as a real class week, which is pretty helpful. We're busy. We are condensing a full semester's course into 8 weeks, so these things are loaded up. Feel free to look through here, take an advanced look at what the course is. I'm not going to go through all of it now, just basically the first week we're going to go over the scientific method. The following 2 weeks are what I call the abiotic ecological factors. The week 4 and week 5 have to do with biotic ecological factors. Week 6, humans in the redwood ecosystem. And then week 7 and week 8, I wanted you to connect to local human historians, study the Native American tribes, learn about the history of logging and maybe some of the future prospects in the redwood ecosystem. So really quickly, that's how we're going to address the course. Let's see, there are no textbooks in this class, so you're doing good. You should have gotten access to a camera. You are going to need to take photographs and upload, well, build your pictures into assignments and upload them. We'll talk more about that later. And also you should have the weather instruments I emailed to you earlier. And there's another presentation on how to do your backyard observations. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Let's see. So let's look at the grading. I'm going to actually bring up the syllabus here. Oh yeah, how to first more information about me. Here's my name and where I work, and here's my office. And even though yes, it's an online class, you're welcome to come visit me during my office hours if you're in town. Here's my office. It's this little funny cottage just next to Science D. And it's House 18. The sign out front says House 18. It's also known as Brookins Hall, but on the campus map, it's listed as Brooks Hall, which means a lot of my students get lost trying to find me, which is why I put this picture in. So if you enter this room, this door on the side, and go upstairs, I'm in room 201. So come visit me anytime you want. Email me also, or call me. Here are my office hours. They're Tuesday and Wednesday, 11 to 12, but if those don't work for you, feel free to email me and we'll set up another time. Course description is here. Course objectives, just what I've told you already is here. Yep, pretty much the same stuff I've already talked about. Let's cut right to the chase and talk about grading. These are the ways you will be graded in the course. First of all, about a quarter of your grade is going to be in weekly exams. So every week, at the end of the week, I will post an exam, and you have a very narrow window of time you need to take that exam. So pay close attention to the dates and times. Take the exam, get it done. That's a quarter of your grade. 8 of them. So if you miss 1 or 2, no big deal, but if you miss more than that, it could be a big deal, so don't. And then let's see. I am going to highlight these 2 things. Weekly backyard observations and activities or assignments. 10 activities or assignments and 8 weeks of backyard observations. The backyard observations are just a way to get you to pay attention to what's happening outside, to pay attention to the temperature and the changes in temperature, pay attention to the changes in sunlight, and also if it precipitates. That's all. That's not all. There's also taking pictures of what I call signs of spring. So if you're walking around and you see a daffodil blooming, you take a picture. That's a sign of spring. You need to have 6 of those a week, and you'll post them in a template that I've made for you. Basically, it's paying attention outside and documenting that you've done that. Okay, so you do that every week. And then these other assignments, there's 10 of them, so that means there's 1 or 2 of them a week. Some of them are travel assignments. And together, let's see, I think that is half of your grade is in these activities. So these are important. Regarding the assignments, I do not have a due date on these assignments. I want you to do these whenever you want, whenever you can work into your schedule. And part of that is because 4 or 5 of these are travel assignments, and I know you have busy lives and you have to arrange transportation, and maybe the weather's not good when you plan to do it. So just look ahead, look at the assignments. I think it will be pretty helpful to try to do the assignments around the time I've put them in the schedule. So you might try to do that. If you can't, then do them some other time, but don't procrastinate. Don't put these off to the last week, or you'll have a lot of trouble. Okay, and lastly, the science project is a quarter of your grade. This is, hopefully it's not like high school science project, but actually it probably is going to be kind of like science project at the college level. So I have a number of different stages that you have to complete by a certain time, so there will be deadlines associated with those. So pay attention to the deadlines, don't miss them. Okay, regarding late policy, well, basically you can't turn anything in late. Once the deadline is done for something, the assignment closes and you're done. If you haven't done it, you get a 0. So, okay, but what if you have a serious or compelling reason, including documented illness or family emergencies? Well, if you document it for me, then I might work something out. But basically, unless you've got it documented, don't even try. Just take the 0 and move on. Okay. Let's see, course policies, email correspondence. I just wanted to say one thing. I think college is training for a professional life, and in professional life, people use complete sentences, good grammar, good spelling, or they don't get promoted, and I want you to get promoted. So I expect you to practice professional behavior in your email and in all your writing in this class. So if I see comments posted in Moodle that look like they're crappy text messages, LOL, forget about it. Don't do that. Use real words, good grammar, punctuation. You're grown-ups now, you're in college, do it right. Okay. Academic honesty and plagiarism. You guys know the rule. No cheating, no copying. Do not submit anything that you submitted for a previous class. Everything here should be new. Look at the policy here. You're responsible for it. If you have a disability, you also probably know what to do. You need to get me some paperwork if you haven't already, so please do. Add drop policy, I think it's after the add drop period, so I think you're in this class for good. I hope it works out for you. And classroom conduct and disruptive behavior. No texting during class. No, just kidding, of course. I don't know how you could be disruptive in an online forum. I suppose you could start being bullying or being rude, so don't be respectful in all your communications, whether they're online or face-to-face. And of course, there's a website. If you get nasty, we're going to have a fight, and the dean is going to get involved. We don't want that to happen. So Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions about the syllabus, let me know. I think that's all. So let me just conclude with this. The overall philosophy of this class is let's learn about redwoods. Let's learn about their ecosystem. Let's learn something about science. Um, and we have a lot of work to do in not much time. And go outside and start working on developing your sense of place. I hope you have a good time. I'll be seeing you around. Take care.